What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Another episode of Seahawks Now. Today we're talking TJ Watt rumors, trade rumors continuing to fly. Plus, we discuss who would be the better running back option in the draft for the Seahawks. Would it be Cam Skattebo or would it be Ashton Jeanty out of Boise State? Or, Skattebo out of Arizona State also making waves. All that and more we discuss right here today on Seahawks Now. So if you like what you see, make sure you hit that red subscribe button down below. It really helps out the channel. And as always, guys, make sure you hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another breaking news alert or upload. All right, guys, the draft is just around the corner, but first I have to talk about these TJ Watt trade rumors because they are continuing to fly, and I think there's a real possibility that this thing could actually happen. I mean, I don't know if he's going to come to the Seahawks. I hope he does, but he has been the subject of a lot of trade rumors recently. The Cowboys, the Eagles, the Seahawks, the Bears, a lot of teams that are apparently, rumored to be trading for TJ Watt. Here's what I've heard on the Seahawks side of things. They have the second best odds according to one sports book. According to Sports Illustrated, they could be in play for the disgruntled pass rusher. They have already obviously traded DK Metcalf to the Steelers. But what if they went and tried to bring in TJ Watt? And honestly, it would have made more sense to do a one-for-one trade. Metcalf for Watt. I think at the time, though, the Steelers didn't realize TJ Watt maybe wanted out. And again, I don't know if he actually truly wants out. But if you look at some of his Instagram posts, he made a post basically saying the peace out sign. And that is something that has been catching a lot of people's attention because why would he have done that? Does he want out? Is he feeling like he has been forgotten by the Steelers? Is he feeling left behind by that organization? I don't know. But it does feel like there's something going on there. It feels like there has to be something going on there, right? I mean, you don't just make that post without thinking about it. Everything these players do, especially, a superstar player like TJ Watt, who's been around the league for as long as he has, he understands, man, that everything you post is going to get analyzed. Everything you post is going to get analyzed and shared and written about. And the fact that he did that, the fact that he made that post leads me to believe that, there could be something going on there with TJ Watt that, I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much, but I could definitely see a trade being a possibility and even, a likelihood at this point because we saw with DK Metcalf what happens when rumors start to fly. That usually means when rumors are flying, that usually means there's some legitimacy to those rumors. And maybe not all legitimacy to the rumors. I don't want to just be out here and saying, he's definitely getting traded. But DK Metcalf, there were rumors. And for the longest time, I said, I don't think these are true. And then it turned out to be true. And he got traded. So with TJ Watt, I keep seeing rumors. I think there's a chance it could happen. 2021, he was the Defensive Player of the Year. He was runner-up in 22. The BetOnline odds do have the Seahawks with plus 400 odds. They are right behind the Patriots and right ahead of the Philadelphia Eagles. That was as of 4 days ago. Let's see if the odds have shifted. It doesn't look like they have. So, Seahawks right now are still the second best odds to go out and get TJ Watt. That makes me feel pretty confident that this is a real possibility. Again, who knows what's going to happen. I think, it wouldn't necessarily be an amazing move. He's getting older. It depends on what it would cost. He will cost $40 million. But what's the draft picks? I mean, how many draft picks are you actually going to give up? Do you give up a first round for TJ Watt? I think I would say yes. I think I would say one first round is what I would do. If they ask for multiple first round picks, or if they ask even for like a first and a second, I don't think I can go with a first and a second. I think you really have to look at it and say either you get that first round pick, one first rounder, or maybe like a second and a fourth, something like that. I don't think he's worth multiple high level picks though, not at this point, not with only 1 year left on his deal. I would love to see him in a Seahawks uniform though. I think he can still make a really big impact on the game. He's only going to be 32 next year, had a good season last year. So I'd love to see that trade, but not the end-all be-all for the Seahawks. All right, let's move on to the running back conversation. Cam Skattebo, would he make sense to the Seahawks as a second-round pick? A lot of smoke regarding Cam Skattebo out of Arizona State University. He believes that he's the best running back in the draft. He said that. 5 top 30 visits. He did not visit the Seahawks. One NFL expert says the league might not be sold on Skattebo. They say he has no juice. Personally, I think that there is some juice. In a recent Tacoma News Tribune mock draft from Seahawks reporter Greg Bell, he does have the Seahawks drafting Cam Skattebo. So that is interesting. He has them taking Cam Skattebo in, wait for it, all the way down in the very late rounds, late in the 4th round. They have them picking Cam Skattebo. This could quickly become the Seahawks' most popular pick, he writes. ASU's All-American was a folk hero in the Sun Devils' run to the college football playoffs last season. He is a Kubiak kind of guy, a go-find-contact fullback with the skills and production of a lead running back. Skattebo willed ASU with 30 carries, 143 yards, and 2 touchdowns to get within one play in double overtime of beating Texas and getting to the national semifinals. Before that, he was a finalist for the 2023 Paul Hornung Award, given annually to the nation's most versatile player. McDonald and Kubiak love versatile. Kubiak says his offense is going to have a fullback. The Seahawks plan on having Kubiak their offense and dictating his system for more than this coming season. The draft is for 2, 3, 4 years down the road, more than this year. So is Skattebo. They don't need a running back, you say. Kenneth Walker is suddenly entering the final year of his rookie contract. He's yet to play a full season for Seattle because of multiple injuries at the sport's most banged-up position. Backup Zach Charbonnet, the team's second-round pick in 2023, has yet to prove he can be the Seahawks' lead back. So the idea is you draft Skattebo, you make him kind of the fullback, maybe your third down back, you kind of platoon him in that backup role alongside of Zach Charbonnet, and then you let him grow and see if maybe 2 or 3 years down the line, you do need him to be your starter, and hopefully he has developed into that. Last year, the stats were very good. I mean, the stats, you can't deny these numbers. Last year, he went for 1,711 yards on the ground. He also caught 605 passing yards, 21 rushing touchdowns, and 3 receiving touchdowns. That's really, really good. Obviously, 2023, 783 yards, 286 in the receptions, 9 on the ground, 1 through the air. So he can catch, he can run, he can block, he can do a lot of really good things. He's even done some kick returning. He's played on some defense, special teams. He's a guy who will just do anything. 5'11", 215 pounds. He's like a bowling ball at the running back position. I'd be down for some Cam Skattebo. I would. I think he could be kind of a 2nd or 3rd round pick. Greg Bell has him going in the 4th round. I think that's about where he will land. And if the Seahawks don't want to trade up for Ashton Jeanty, Cam Skattebo would be a nice place to land. But let's talk about Ashton Jeanty for a second. Should the Seahawks trade up to select Ashton Jeanty? I think that there's a real possibility that they should. Look, Ashton Jeanty is a phenomenal running back. Right now, he's being mocked around the 10 spot, maybe 12. That's where people are kind of landing him in most mock drafts. But personally, I think that the Seahawks are not that far behind, right? Right now, the Seahawks are they're picking at 18. What if Ashton Jeanty's still there? I think my question is, how long is it until you trade up for him? Like, if he's still there at 8, do you trade up for him? Probably not. At 18 to 8 is kind of a hard, that'll take quite a bit of draft capital. But what if he's still there at 10? Okay, what if he's still there at 12? What if he's still there at 14? So that's where things start to get really dicey. If you look at the NFL draft order, I could make an argument that every team isn't going to draft Ashton Jeanty. You want to hear it? Here's why. Titans, they're going to take a quarterback. Browns are also going to take a quarterback. Giants, they need defense. They need receivers. They're not going to take Ashton Jeanty. The Patriots, they need defense and receivers as well. The Jaguars really need defense. The Raiders also really need defense and offensive line. The Raiders and Jags also could both use O-line. The Jets need offensive line. The Panthers, they need defense and receivers as well. The Saints might be in the market for a quarterback, or if not, probably they're going to go defense as well, honestly. The Bears need to go O-line. The 49ers probably need to go O-line. The Cowboys, they need to go probably either defense or receiver, because I don't know what's going on with they only really have one good receiver right now. The Dolphins, they're going to need to go O-line. The Colts, usually they need to go defense. They could also settle for a receiver or an offensive lineman. The Falcons for sure need to go defense. The Cardinals probably, again, for sure need to go defense or O-line. And the Bengals, they need to go defense because they just traded away. They lost half their defense in the past 2 years because they don't want to pay them. So right there you go. 17 teams ahead of us. There's a real scenario where none of them are willing to trade for Ashton Jeanty. And if that's the case, the Seahawks, I think, should trade him because I think he's a game changer. And, again, like we said, Kenneth Walker, he's on the last year of his rookie contract. Do we want to pay that guy? I don't know. I mean, I think so, maybe. I don't know. And besides him, we don't know if Zach Charbonnet is the answer. I would have loved to get Ashton Jeanty in a Seahawks uniform. I think he'd be an absolute game changer. And so if he's there at 18, I think you take him. And I think if he's still there at 12, 13-ish, if he's still there past the 10th pick, that's when you start to think, do we need to trade up and go get this guy? That's how good of a running back he is. All right, guys, that's going to wrap things up for today. But comment down below, which running back would you rather see in Seattle, Cam Skattebo or Ashton Jeanty? Let us know down below in the comments. And as always, guys, until next time, go Seahawks.